All right, we are live. We are live. Okay, I hope everybody's doing good on this Saturday. I'm going to wait for people to come in because I started actually 5 minutes early, but I wanted to make sure everything was cool. So I guess this is a good time to hit the beat, right? What do you guys think? As you can see, I'm staring straight at the screen because we have a lot to go through. Let me start with this one. Yeah, well, let's go like that tonight. Here we go. All right, everybody, get ready. Got to get this show started, so got the intro going on. Anya Sweat, good to see you in the house. We're about to get this party started. Get ready. All right, let me stop that right there. All right, and then we're going to get going because we need to break some things down real quick. I want you to listen to this message, and I'm going to obviously react to it. And I think you should listen to it tightly because it has a lot to do with your future happiness in relationships and whatnot. And the worst people out there right now to take your happiness away from you are the narcissists. And they're everywhere. I would say they probably around, I don't know, maybe at least 40-50% of the population. And so unfortunately, the key is to find, you're going to be around narcissists, but just keep yourself around the least damaging ones. So let's get started. Here we go.
They're obsessed with your attention, but they can't love you. They want your energy, but they hate your soul. They'll chase.
This is a sound check. If you can hear it, please put a 1 in the chat if you hear this. Here we go.
Chase your body, but they envy your spirit. Let's call it what it is. The twisted inner world of a man who is psychologically gay, not in his sexuality, but in how deeply disconnected he is from authentic masculinity.
Back in the day, we used to go over this a lot. We weren't just going, nah, 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 nah. He's, G-A-Y. What she means is exactly what I had I and also Gemini back in the day was explaining to you that these men, they were not coming from, and they still do not come from a spot of masculinity. That's why they continue to love and adore men like Kevin Samuels who disrespected women because basically they didn't feel like they were men themselves. So instead, they would want to compete with women because this sounds strange enough, but a lot of men think like women, jealous women, not jealous women in the sense of women, but what I mean is that they weren't comfortable in their own lack with their own masculinity, which they lacked. And of course, it's understandable because if you lack masculinity, then you're something else.
Real intimacy and feminine energy. Understand, truly understand. This isn't about labels or identities. This is about exposing what you've always felt but couldn't quite explain. Why does he act like he wants to dominate you, but at the same time compete with you? Why does he tear down your femininity while secretly craving your presence? Narcissistic men are disconnected from authentic masculinity. This is not just a surface level observation. It's a deep psychological reality that explains much of their behavior, their emotional dysfunction, and their constant relational chaos. They may look the part, dressed well,
right,
confident, assertive, sometimes even charming, but behind all of that is a hollow shell.
And you wonder, a lot of people say, well, you should have chose better to women all the freaking time. Don't ask me why men don't get the same, but it's quite simple. If there are evil people who know how to mask their dysfunction, and they can do it for a while until either one, they feel like they have you and they don't have to do it anymore. They feel like they have you in their grasp and they don't have to fake it anymore. Or two, they just grow exhausted of faking it. Faking being kind to you, fake being nice to you, fake being into you. Or thirdly, they feel like they're not getting from you what they wanted from you. And they're acting out.
They are not rooted in what makes a man truly masculine. They've lost connection with the very essence of what it means to be a man. Emotional presence, responsibility, empathy, strength that protects rather than controls, leadership that nurtures rather than dominates. And the scary part, they don't even realize it.
Right.
They think they're aggressive.
This is primarily the majority of the manosphere. They think this way. Think about it. Instead of bettering themselves or making more money, they spend hours on end online listening to failures. I've gone over these failures. All of these men, including Kevin Samuels, So Fugazi, they are basically what you're looking at. You're looking at the failures of society, pretending to be experts in society. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at alpha males because alpha males are too busy being alpha. They're either building themselves in one way or the other or spending time with someone they care about. They're not online doing this crap. And that's why I'm really shocked when I see people try to defend them as being somebody they really are not.
Attitude, their need to dominate, and their obsession with validation are signs of power, but they're just the opposite. They are symptoms of fear. You see, authentic masculinity is not performative.
In the house, let's plateau, good seeing you. Here we go.
It's not about being louder, stronger, richer, or more in control. It's about being stable in your identity, clear in your emotions, and grounded in your values. When a man is psychologically masculine, he doesn't need to control a woman to feel powerful. He doesn't need.
Exactly. But all of these men, what do they need to do? They need to control women. They need to, and the funny thing is this, is that they are so weak. The only option they have to control women with is either by violent force or ridicule. And guess who does most of the ridiculing online? Let me make another thing clear before we go on to the next clip. A lot of people are saying, oh, the manosphere is dying, BLWE is dying. And quite honestly, this is what it really is. This is coming from I feel like it's gotten to a point of expert view. The manosphere is clearly not dying. They are actually dispersing and distributing more of their evil ways, especially on YouTube. If you were to look at the YouTube stats, you would find out there are more bashing channels in the manosphere now than there was last year. There are more bashing channels. There are more women bashing channels. The channels are thriving. They are getting bigger. So when you hear these fake fools saying out there, I won't call them fools. They're not fools, but people who are saying, oh yeah, the manosphere, it's not. Number one, they've been saying that for years. And number two, it's not true. I will say this. The Caucasian men have bailed out on the manosphere. It's not as strong there. But in the black manosphere, and maybe that's what I should say, this is specifically for the black manosphere. The black manosphere is growing. The Caucasian manosphere, I believe they feel it's played out. Even the guys, the founders of it, aren't really in the manosphere anymore. So that's how ridiculous it is, where the inventors of the manosphere, who were Caucasian, and everybody knows that, it's the past to them. So I guess if you do say, oh yeah, the manosphere is dying, you could if you were meant the Caucasian manosphere. But the black manosphere is growing because black men, it appears that we cannot get over not succeeding, because I truly believe that's the root of the issue. And it is the root of the issue in our community as well. We want control when we don't have control, and we're acting out because of it. So let me keep it going right here. And the thing is this, everybody started ridiculing Cassie and everything like that. And, or other women, not just Cassie, but other women who have been in a situation where they're being abused daily or whatever, or had been abused daily. So instead of everybody listening to a bunch of amateurs out there, I'm going to break it down to you and let you listen to a actual doctor who can tell you actually why Cassie stayed in that situation. Okay? That's what I'm going to bring to you today. And it's not going to be long, but you need to understand this dynamic to understand what happened, and to understand what happens in a lot of relationships women get into. It's not that easy to get out sometimes, especially when you were talking about a man who has been accused of deleting people. Oh, I don't like what you're doing. Diddy, I'm out. Yeah, right. Right. Look at all the people, even men who told Diddy that they were either about to leave, or said no to your business deal or something. What happened to them? Either their careers were ruined, or they mysteriously had a lot of horrible bad luck. Whether it can be mysteriously becoming ill, or mysteriously getting deleted. Do you see where I'm coming from? That's why that Kim Porter thing it's been eating at me for a long time. But let's get into it. Here we go.
Why didn't she leave? She must have liked the freak offs. Sound familiar? What if I told you those questions re-traumatize survivors? And that Cassie's story isn't about choices, but about how trauma hijacks the brain.
Welcome to Want More with Dr. Moore, the criminologist.
Dr. Moore of criminology. So I'm sorry, folks. You can talk your BS, but I got somebody for real right here. I came across her clip today, and you're going to hear it.
Of the Bay. Your host, Dr. Talia Moore, is a college professor who created this space to discuss and facilitate transformation in learning. Each week, we'll bring you dynamic leaders and change makers and discuss systems, practices, policies, and people that intersect and impact justice as we know it.
I want to play that for her so you can find her channel, okay? You need to go to her channel. The problem I've always seen in this space, and obviously in the manosphere, which they don't want to do because they don't want to heal those men anyway, is that we never hear from real experts, real doctors. We hear from people who claim to be that. So let's break it down. Here we go.
Criminologist. I have studied crime, perpetrators of crime, people who've been victimized by crime as well. And as a deputy probation officer, I ensured that the court orders that were issued against anyone who committed a crime were enforced. As a forensic expert and professor who now teaches students who are looking to work with forensic populations, all of these questions really resonate with me and the work that I continue to do, especially as it focuses on trauma. So I want to say welcome to Want More with Dr. Moore, the criminologist of the Bay, where we discuss stories at the intersection of justice and society. My name is Dr. Talia Moore, and I am your host. Today, I'll decode Diddy's invisible prison, and using some forensic psychology concepts and approaches, we'll also look at the power and control wheel and really see how
That's the thing, is that it's funny to me how nobody is picking this up. Nobody is talking about it, maybe because we're not experts, but you can put somebody in a psychological prison, especially if they were around, if you're around them for 20 years or 10 years, especially when they're master manipulators. Pimps are good at this. Pimps are very good at this. Record producers are good at this because they're convinced, pimps and record producers, they feel like this is the way I have to do business to get what I want. They can't be straight up. Diddy did it to both men and women, where there's a way he mentally hooks them in there where he has them believing something that's not true.
Cassie was subjected to this level of trauma, control, and ultimately the violence that ensued as well. By the end of this video, we'll discuss control tactics and ways that you or someone you know could use to break free from those control tactics as well. So Diddy's alleged tactics here. So let's just look at a few, right? Coercion, and we hear that a lot. Right? You are coerced into signing this NDA so that you do not discuss or reveal any incidents that may have happened while in his space, in any of the houses that he owns, or any of the
narcissists. One of narcissists' favorite tools is coercion. They love to use coercion as a tool. They will use it in different ways. And it usually it may or may not be threats. It might be threatening behavior. It could very well be something like incentives. It could be side-handed. They'll do something right. They'll do something messed up, and then they'll go, "Yeah, I got more of this." If you don't act right, that's coercion.
Vacations that they may have taken together. So coercion, we see that, and that's definitely a component when we think about trauma and really like sexual abuse and abuse as well. Another tactic that he used is isolation. And isolation is actually kind of one of the first tactics that people use, right? I love you so much. Let it just be you and I. Let's just be separate and take these fabulous trips, this just the two of us, so that nobody has to be in our business or in our mix. And while that sounds super lovey-dovey, right? Now you have the love bombing stage here, but it also pulls you away from the people who love you and who know you, who can hold you accountable.
Right. Think of cult leaders. They do this a lot. Cult leaders, again, cult leaders and pimps, they're quite honestly the same thing.
And those around you accountable as well. And so this isolation is a real powerful tactic that often goes unbeknownst to people who are being subjected to it. Another tactic that we see here utilized in this is really this concept of privilege, and really not just the financial privilege, which we know that he had abundantly at his disposal, but also the privilege of being a male in our society. And what does that look like? Does that look like you don't have to explain yourself under certain circumstances? Does that look like certain videos in hotels come up missing for years without anybody even blinking an eye? Does it also look like the privilege of just having this level of power that you're able to exert over someone else who you interact with as if they are less than?
Exactly. Now, this was part one. I'm going to give you part two later. But let's go on over to the Shannon's house and see what's going on with him. Here we go.
And Max said, Unc learned to make a woman sign a love contract and no more leashes allowed.
Of course, this is one of my favorite people, Pam Esquire. Let's see if she has that paperwork up. I want her to break it down to you. Let's see. Where is it? Let's start right here.
It's for a status check. So that kind of lets you know when you're trying to continue it, they probably were talking. And let me see if I got that document. Keep coming in, keep hitting that like button. I see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining us. But yeah, looks like the Shannon Sharp case is over. All right. It's over. When was it filed? In April? 90 days. He didn't even respond to the complaint. What? Oh,
so
yeah.
Basically, they with money or without money manipulated the young lady into to not moving forward with her case. It sounds like to me that's why she wasn't even at the courtroom the day of the they were supposed to be there at the initial time of the trial, and says like they were talking back and forth. She probably said, I think he initially said he would give her $10 million. And she initially refused it. And then Busby got in the mix. And they got pissed at Busby being in the mix because nobody likes Busby. And they probably ironed everything out. If anything, she might have got, I don't think she got 50 million, but I bet, I'm pretty sure she got at least the 10 million that he was offering before. And 10 million is nothing to sneeze at. 10 million is nothing to sneeze at. That's nothing to sneeze at. So that would have been a wise choice. She would be set for life unless she just blows money left and right, but she would be set for life. Obviously he's, Shannon, he learned himself $110 million lesson. That's what happened to him because he lost the contract because of it. We don't know if they're going to bring him back or not. I mean, I don't see as a ESPN, why would you want to bring him back? The reason you were hiring him was because of his reputation and his following. Now, he still might be able to bring back his following. They might do a wait and see on him. But for the most part, he's pretty much done. I mean, why you can find somebody else. I mean, a lot of people who have better morals than him. I mean, if you go, I mean, it's not only this incident with this young lady, but things he said in some of his live streams is like, it's not wholesome. It's not a wholesome thing. It's not something, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying ESPN is wholesome, but it's not family friendly. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I do have it because I'm just that nosy. Let me pull up the minute notice from last week on Shannon Sharp. Let's pull that up right quick. What is the name? This matter be continued for 45 days for a status check. So that kind of lets you know when you're trying to continue it, they probably were talking.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an exchange regarding news media being present in the courtroom. So apparently there was some new media that was there. The matter was recalled. Court read and reviewed minutes orders from June 30th, 2025, and order motion to Associate Counsel Mitchell Schuster under Nevada SCR 42 was granted. So there were attorneys that were trying to file motions in order to pro hoc in. If you guys follow my channel.
Right. She had what she is explaining is pro hoc is when you're not an attorney who's actually from that state or that jurisdiction, and the pro hocking in. But anyway, at the end of the day, Shannon should have got, I mean, basically the thing is this, the next thing I need to make clear is this. Everybody's saying, oh, this 19-year-old girl manipulated him. No, he did this to himself. Remember when when he had who's that comedian that came on this show? I forgot her name, but a comedian came on to her show they told Shannon this was going to happen to him. They told him it was going to happen to him. And he said, no, I got to do young. That's what he said. He effed around and found out 110 million. Poof. All right, let's keep it going.
Stephon Diggs is two other active rappers. Like, y'all be.
I don't see how. This is another situation which is kind of weird because it seems to me that Cardi B, I don't know what she likes. There's a certain quality she likes that cheaters have. I'm not saying she likes men who cheat, because a lot of men try to say that. It's not that. There's just some type of weird behavior that she's attracted to that's not directly in sync with being cheated on, but men who usually have that quality cheat. So apparently it sounds like this. Not only did Diggs cheat on her. I didn't even know they were in a relationship, quite honestly. I thought they were just in a situationship. But he made her pregnant at the same time. Now, it's bad enough. That's how messy stuff is in our community right now. And I mean, it's bad enough a man cheating, and then on top of it, he didn't leave. He's careless enough to leave a baby in her. Oh yeah. Women should be more careful, but women, it's easier for a man to be more careful than a woman to be more careful. Period. And apparently, if he says that he cheated on her, she probably thought she was going to be able to start a family or something, get married. And unfortunately, it blew up in both of their phases. He's leaving another broken home. It's like, and it's funny to me because Tiffany Jackson in the house. It's funny to me that, let me start over. It's funny to me that the manosphere who pretends to be these good men, but by science they are not, are silent when these men cheat on these famous women. They literally, if they're not silent, what usually happens is they defend the cheaters. So basically all of Migos cheats or cheated. One gentleman has passed away. The Diggs brothers cheat. And we're not even done yet. Here we go.
Be claiming them, hugging them on the gram, kissing them, talking about Woman Crush Wednesday, all that. He's long. Well, I don't know if he got long. He is piping them out. I don't know how he's all y'all rappers.
Another wild twist just dropped. Cardi B officially confirmed she's pregnant, and the baby belongs to Stefon Diggs.
I mean, let's just face it. Cardi loves bandits. Cardi loves bandits, and that's why we're definitely going to go over. I think Cardi loves bandits. She must have saw Diggs coming by now. She's been around enough bandits. I don't get it. Anyway, let's see.
Now Offset, he's totally spiraling. Word on the street is he's been going off behind closed doors ever since the announcement went public. Sources say Offset's been losing it, snapping on people.
I don't know why Offset's losing it. You know what he did? He cheated on her. I think they feel, men, it's clear. It's very clear that men feel, in our community at least, no, I think it's in general, they can do shit to women and it's cool, it's fine. They can do shit to women and that's okay. Knowing it's bad. You know? Exactly, Tiffany. Tiffany says, it seems the faithful monogamous celebrity men are a tiny percentage of celebrity men. Exact bars. So, I mean, I know if you don't know about somebody, I mean, I wish I could help Cardi just for logic. I mean, I'm not a fan of her music really, but just out of plain logic and wanting, people in general to be happier, you must have been seeing Ho Diggs coming. He had a reputation for being a hoe. Great football player. Great football player. He reminds me a lot of Antonio Brown. Great football player, but a shitty person. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Left and right, throwing fits like never before. He feels played. And now rumors say he's planning to mess with Cardi's upcoming album as payback. Offset's not used to being caught off guard like this, especially not in front of the whole world. Insiders.
I mean, didn't they break up? Why is he even in the mix? And they did the same thing to Ciara, where they kept mentioning Future. They kept trying to make Ciara and Future a combination when they really weren't together that long. And it was kind of disgusting. It's kind of like they're trying to make, these men seem like they own these women for the rest of their lives. It's really disgusting when you think about it. That's like modern day slavery. That's the crazy thing to me. And that brings me up to this person right here. Let's play. Let me show you a little bit on Stefon. Here we go.
Word on the street is Cardi B and Stefon Diggs have allegedly broken up, and it's not looking good for him. Fans noticed that Cardi quietly deleted all their pictures together, and now everyone's putting the pieces. No posts, no hints, just a clean.
Cardi, I don't know about you, and I cannot talk for other people, But I would think that Cardi, come on, don't have him put a baby in you too. Now he thinks he owns you. You think he's not going to come after your resources? He's coming after your resources. As soon as he messes up his football career and he has that personality that would, he's gonna be coming after you. He's gonna be coming after your money because he's gonna spend all of his, just like everybody else has.
Clean wipe, like he never existed.
So I guess Cardi B's new boyfriend broke up with her and claims that her BBL stinks.
Let's get into it. Now, if you've been keeping tabs, Cardi and Stefan were never exactly low-key. From yacht vacations to courtside seats, Cardi was out here posting like this man was the one. And considering this was her first public relationship after her rocky history with Offset, everyone had their eyes glued to the timeline. But now that she's deleted all their pics, people are starting to connect the dots. Was this breakup coming all along? Now here's the thing. Rumors have been swirling since day one that Stefan Diggs was never really locked in with Cardi. We're talking multiple women stepping forward saying they were seeing him at the same time he was booed up with Cardi B. Allegedly, Stefan's been for the streets, and Cardi just happened to be the one getting all the spotlight. But behind the glitz and Instagram posts, the drama was piling up. Let's not forget, this is the same man Cardi was rumored to have cheated with while still pregnant with Offset's baby.
Oh my God. See, this is messy, messy, messy.
So from the jump, this relationship was built on messy timing and even messier circumstances. Still, fans were rooting for her. After everything she went through with Offset, the lies, the cheating, the constant online embarrassments, people wanted to see Cardi find someone who cherished
And that's the funny thing to me is how can black men say, I had this dude named Chester on the show yesterday, and he kept saying that the red pill is about building men and all this bullshit. I said, dude, these niggas are out here insulting women more than they're glorifying women. How can you even bring that up like that? And here's another example. Here are some talking points they use. BBLs stink. They say that a lot. And then they also say, they'll say,
and for a minute, it looked like Stefan was that man. He was posting her, showing up with her, being the public boyfriend that Offset never consisted.
Remember when I was just playing the narcissist rule book at the beginning of this live stream? If you didn't hear it, you should rewind. If you're on the rewind, rewind after the show's over, and you'll notice that these men sound a lot like this. There's just when I say there's a whole lot of narcissists around, I mean it. It's just the way our community builds them left and right. And especially when it comes to hip hop, pimp, or cult culture, it brings them out.
Was. But let's be real. Public doesn't always mean faithful. Behind the scenes, the whispers were loud. Stefan has never had a clean track record when it comes to relationships. Again,
Exactly. And if a person has a clean track record, doesn't have a clean track record, hey, do what you want to do, but know what you're getting. Acknowledge what you're getting.
We are talking about multiple women, even some claiming they have a child with Stefan. That's not a great look. And it seems like Cardi may have finally had enough, allegedly. Things really hit the fan when Cardi asked Stefan to come to Disneyland with her and the kids, and he said no. And that right there, that might have been the final straw, because Cardi's not just a superstar, she's a mom. If Stefan couldn't even show up for a family day, then what's the point? It's also important to remember, Cardi B just got out of a toxic marriage. She spent years dealing with Offset's infidelities and public humiliation.
And what's weird to me is that basically you just put a baby in her and you're not going to go to, a family day. That's if you want to see a lack of empathy, that's a lack of empathy.
So why would she stick around for another man who can't stay loyal? This time around, she might have chosen herself. Now, some people are dragging Cardi for even going public with Stefan so soon, saying things like, girl, you should have healed first. Or
the big mistake is having him put a baby in her. That's the big mistake. But let's keep going. Here we go.
Jump from one toxic man to another. And while those opinions are valid, it's also important to acknowledge Cardi B is human. She was probably just trying to move on, feel loved, and maybe even get a little revenge by showing off.
I think if she gets therapy and gets help to, not therapy because I think she's crazy or anything, but I think she just has no vetting skills whatsoever. And she doesn't. She just simply, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people like this. I would say that also Hallie has no vetting skills whatsoever. And that's a big problem. Jizzy B in the house. Can't help hood girls like that. Okay, whatever, Jizzy. Oh man, gotta let them be, huh? No, I think therapy is, and I think it's the problem is I think a lot of women are getting more and more mentally healthy. To be honest with you, I think they really are. I think they're getting help, and that's threatening a lot of men. You know, they're getting the pimps are getting are getting less and less access. Tiffany says, I think the building up men argument is a veil front for the red pillars to hide behind. Exactly. They are trying to legitimize their intentional targeting of women, bars, especially black women, as self-help for men, bars. It is. It's exactly that. They are literally targeting, you know. Yeah, they should get help before getting pregnant. Jizzy, I can't argue that. Cardi, I don't know what never mind. It's not for me. Maybe again, these men are master manipulators, just like Diddy. Diddy's manipulation and coercion, it was so good, he could have women hanging around until he either got rid of them one way or the other. So we cannot, I'm not going to criticize anyone. So we're going to move forward with another manipulator. Guess who? D'Angelo.
All right. There you go. All right, give us a little kiss, a little smooch.
And this is going to be, you guys are going to crack up in a and it's going to upset you at the same time. It's the same pattern. Watch.
A smooch, a little kiss. He's like, I ain't doing it. You gotta train him a little more.
Okay, so this is how that. Then they go. Listen to this. LiAngelo Ball filed for divorce from his wife Rashida Nicole 1 week after she announced her pregnancy with him. So we had Black Excellence last night, the video. Check it out if you haven't yet. And the one thing that men who don't have Black Excellence do is what they do is they will manipulate women. They have no empathy, so they will put a baby in that woman and then leave. See, remember when they used to say, oh yeah, the red pill would say, oh yeah, the what is it? Feminism kicked men out of the house. They literally admitted that they needed a woman, number one, to have a place to stay, because how can you get kicked out of your own house? How can you get kicked out of your own house? So when they say, oh yeah, feminism kicked the black man, because the white man weren't getting kicked out of the house because they had their own house. But out of the house, guess what? You just admitted you didn't have a house. The woman had the house. You had to stay at the woman's house. So Rashida Nicole, a week after, this guy's lack of empathy it's amazing. Not as bad as Diddy's yet, but it's pretty bad when you can just leave somebody after. He married her too. So now the sanctity of marriage doesn't help anymore. That's, man. And I guarantee you it's going to be soon that we're going to find out he had been cheating on her anyway. So 1 week, man.
What do you want to do? Thank you.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, man. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Karma is a special something, ain't it? Because ain't no way the same woman that mocked the first baby mama is now the second baby mama within the same month of her child's delivery. You cannot make this stuff up.
Well, that is just, it's disgusting. So let's see what they said. Let's see.
The history and backstory to this event.
I don't want to hear that person talk because I want to hear the Angelo say, okay, so they're not going to,
Let's be clear, there is no abandonment over here.
In less than a month of having the child for him.
Y'all don't know what's going on. People love to play victim for the internet. Half the time, that lady don't even have her kids. Let's be clear, there is no abandonment over here. Number two.
Girl, if it's true, he's getting a divorce. How much more of an abandonment can that be?
The lady and her family are this. I don't care what anybody says. She always got the N-word in her mouth. You are not black at all. No, surprise.
Now, I understand that a lot of people are attracted to different types of people. We cannot fault who is attracted to who. But what I can fault you in is why on earth would you think that LiAngelo Ball is going to treat his next woman or the next lady he gets pregnant any different?
I actually can't argue with that point. Humans, especially men, are creatures of habit. If you know how they are, if you see how they are, then you know what to do next. You just have to acknowledge it and move forward. That's what I do. I'll peep somebody out from the background, follow their pattern as if I'm a scientist, write shit down, punch stuff in the computer. I know what they're going to do next. I already know. And everybody should have that skill. Everybody can have that skill. Okay, check this. This is crazy, though. This is crazy. I am going to get. This is crazy. Here we.
I'm very transparent with y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I did madly, stupidly in love, and will I do it again for whoever? Yes, I will. I don't care. Yes, I will. But my tattoos are very small. They're not big. Only tattoos you really see on me is the one on my hip, and I don't have no really noticeable tattoos, but I did get a name, and it's still there.
She got Boosie's name tattooed on her.
It's very small, and I would do it again.
You can't help somebody who that actually is perfectly of Jizzy's point. You can't help a woman who wants to be owned by a monster, because and he is monsters of the Midway. So anyway, let's go on to the first half of this live stream, which we're talking about Jay-Z. Let's go over the paperwork. So Jay-Z did answer the complaint by Ramir. Let's hear what he did right now. Here we go.
So guys, we have a response when it comes to Jay-Z and what he is doing with Ramir. He is angry, he is impatient, and he basically is trying to shut Ramir down in a 40-page mass motion to
it's funny to me, and I believe this gentleman makes the same point. All he had to do was take a test. All Jay-Z had to do is take a test, come out negative, move on. That's why even if they dismiss this case, people will still be looking at Jay-Z sideways, because actions speak louder than words, even if they're legal words or legalese. I have never yet through my research seen him say he was never with that woman. And the way these niggas be raw dogging, come on. The odds are, think about it. Let's look at the banditry going on. It's literally men, especially black men, have made it a common practice to get women pregnant and leave. So it's not going to be like some rare thing or some unicorn idea that this young man is not Jay-Z's kid. If they were together with this woman who they're claiming was 14 when they were hooking up. And think about it. It's all starting to tie together. First, it's clear that Jay-Z liked young kids to be intimate with. I'm trying to bounce around. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get around from being vulgar. But and I told you these dudes have this obsession with sleeping with young girls. I hope I put that right. So, sleeping with they have this obsession with sleeping with young girls. And it's quite clear because even Kevin Samuels makes it clear, if you're in your late 20s, you're hitting the wall. Well, that right there tells you that these men are obsessed with kids. Because if you're hitting the wall at 20, at 29, 30, if they're telling you that, then they must want to start hella early. If you see what I'm saying, because you can't be 21 and then at 22, you're hitting the wall. And so this is not isolated anymore. A lot of there was a teen pregnancy epidemic. We're talking about 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, back in the 80s. It was in the 90s. It was like you all might not remember, but they had to have they were having commercials about it. They were, please don't put on a condom. They were given, that's really when the heyday of Planned Parenthood was really going on. And it was crazy. It was crazy. It was running rampant. Tiffany says, sadly, DJ, the black community has a very short memory when it comes to black men's degeneracy. Yep, the black community will forget it very quickly. Yep, they sure do. Look at Chris Brown. He's still beating up people. He's still beating up people, and they're still just ignoring that. He's still I think he had the Breezy Bowl just recently or something like that. Watch how the community responds to Diddy moving forward. Bars. Yep, those teen moms hit that wall at 22. Shoot, they may have not even made it to 22. But yeah, that's how bad it's gotten. So I don't see why anybody would think that this is not possible, that Jay-Z, who has, I won't say he did because nobody said he did. But there's no proof. But they said him and Foxy Brown was like 14 or 15 at the time. You see where I'm going with this. She was 14 or 15 at the time he was messing with her. And if he wasn't messing with her, he sure made it a very explicit track. Ain't no, that's, ain't no, whatever. I can't say the other word. Ain't no. Remember that? That was like his first, well, he had other ones, but that was his first super popular track. And it's funny because another dude used the same bass line from that track, which really it drives the whole track. So it's really the same track. This used Drew Down had a track called Pimp of the Year. Same bass line. Two pimps bass lining it up. That's how I see it. So that's what's going on. But let me stop talking for a second. Let this man say what he got to say. Here we go.
dismiss everything. What is this man doing? I don't understand. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Please do subscribe to the channel. Daily and consistent content. I am back in London, and I wanted to take some time off, literally just like half a day, in between travels, just to kind of really rest and recharge and, you know, get this out to you. And boy, do we have a video to get into. He has filed this 40-page motion to dismiss everything, and he asked the judge to consider 8 previous rulings. Jay-Z has just opened up a huge case because
Raimir went pro se, and Raimir, he just didn't have the knowledge to get his case to move forward. I believe his case has merit. It does. The problem is he needs a lawyer, and he needs a lawyer right freaking now. He needs a lawyer right now. He needs to find one pro bono. If he doesn't have any money, see if he can get pro bono. I think the one thing he did do is that he did get on the news. And a lot of lawyers are looking at this, and they might be calling him up. In fact, I would be shocked if an attorney didn't pick this up. This is easy pickings. An attorney, you will find out right after the test whether you have a case or not. And if Raimir is true and just wants to me, I'll say that different. If Raimir is true about it and he just wants to find out whether he belongs to Jay-Z. I mean, not he doesn't belong to Jay-Z, but is Jay-Z's technical son because he was raised by somebody else. Then the lawyer could just charge lawyer fees, which could be in the millions for all we know. Especially if Jay-Z makes it hard on him. But there's a lot brewing here. There's a lot brewing. There's a lot of people, and I agree with it, think has a lot to do with just more than just Raimir being his kid. They're saying like there's a lot, it leaves a lot of, nobody wants, he doesn't, they're saying that for whatever the reason, Jay-Z does not want anybody having his DNA. Little does he know there's different ways to get a DNA test done. There might be a family member who has the same DNA, right? Or similar DNA that at least could solidify the fact of possibility. Then he's in big trouble. Then that's when I would think they would compel. So all I need to do is find somebody who's pissed off at Jay-Z to take a DNA test who's in the family. Or related, a cousin, brother, whatever. And the way that a lot of these music moguls work, they have enemies everywhere. Miss RV in the house. Miss RV says Foxy recorded that song at 14 or 15 years old, DJ, and performed it at 17. So what does that tell you? Bars, exactly. They're talking on, if you've heard that track, you would know that it sounds like a woman who has to be in their 20s recording it. That's how nasty it was. So anyway, let me keep on going here.
You showing examples of 8 separate judges who have denied DNA testing for Raimir. This is what you're going through. Instead of you to pay $40 to $50 to sort this all out, what you're doing is putting out a 40-page motion and also examples of 8 separate court documents from judges refusing DNA testing. How does that not reek of you being seen as guilty?
Right. And that's the weird thing is Jay-Z put himself in a situation where I know he thought he was exonerating himself, but he needs to realize no matter for the rest of his life, people are going to go, so why did you hire $1 million attorneys instead of just taking a test? And that everybody's going to be wondering about it. Quite honestly, I think the biggest mistake Raimir can make right now is trying to continue pro se. And he'll lose on a procedure. He'll lose on a procedure. He got it this far. He did his good job. He finally got, the court papers to be respected, right? And really, quite honestly, if court cases were always, let's say, how should I put it, judged by prior filings, a lot of famous, especially back in the 60s when you have all the fighting for, for human rights was around. A lot of judges would just shut that shit down. I don't want to deal with it. But if that was the only preface, was that the case was closed before, or not closed, well, closed or dismissed with or without prejudice, then yeah, a lot of cases wouldn't have never moved forward. A lot of cold cases of deletions of people were reopened after they were closed. So everybody kind of knows that he just wasn't, that Ramirez is just a shitty lawyer. That's basically what it comes down to. We will not know the validity of Ramirez's case until he gets a real lawyer. We will never know. We will never know. We won't. Even if this case gets dismissed with or without prejudice, we will never know the merits of his case. Because he's got to understand, he's in the big leagues now. They're bringing in $1 million lawyers. And yes, it's very, Jay-Z is showing his hand, because you don't bring in $1 million lawyers for some kid who's saying who you're claiming is not yours. You just sue. You spit in a cup and they run your DNA and there's theirs. Now, obviously, I know, don't get me wrong, there are other thorough ways of doing it, but let's face it, for the most part, that's all you need. You spit in a cup. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of things going on that I think even goes beyond Ramirez. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
How does that not reek of it? I'm so sorry, because that's basically what it's giving here. Pursuant to Federal Rule of Evidence 201, defendant Sean Corey respectfully requests that the court take judicial notice of the following documents identified in this request and attached as exhibits to the declaration of Carla M. Worth. So these exhibits are the dates of Ramirez cases that were closed, with or without prejudice, dismissed with or without prejudice. But one of Jay-Z's primary evidence, you know what he didn't submit? His DNA. His DNA is the end all to this problem. So you can see there's something going on here, because if all you had to do was spit in a cup, and in this 10 years ago, the technology was cool, just as cool 10 years ago. If all he had to do was spit in a cup, then I'm sorry, the fact that you hired $1 million attorneys and you kept this going, and he's trying to say that, oh yeah, Ramirez has been harassing me. All you had to do is spit in a cup. That's it. Spit in a cup. You could have just spit in a cup, and he wouldn't have any standing to even speak with you anymore. But you didn't do that. That's why, quite honestly, I'm leaning towards his side as far as believability. Does me believing him mean that Ramirez is going to win? Absolutely not. Courts are very interesting places. Courts are very interesting places. So let me continue. Here we go. Schafer in support of the defendant's motions to dismiss and to strike plaintiff's complaint. And, here we can see different exhibits. Exhibit B, order denying petition for genetic testing by the Honorable Doris. Exhibit C, dismissing another petition. Exhibit D, appellate order reversing. Exhibit E, order by the Honorable and another granting motion.
If I was Raimir, you hire a lawyer and the lawyer says, these were dismissed. This is what Raimir's lawyer should say. These were dismissed because Raimir is not a lawyer. He did a lot of these dismissals were procedural and not on merit. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I mean, Raimir, come on, bruh. Come on. Look, quite honestly, this is going to sound mean. This is going to sound really cruel. But if you don't hire a lawyer now, after, Wilt's probably having a lot of lawyers that will either do a pro bono or people who are willing to pay for it. Ask 50 Cent. If you're willing not to hire a lawyer now, then you deserve to lose, bro. I mean it, because it's clear that obviously you didn't. The fact of the matter, why I'm saying this is this. I think your case is valid, but you're not a lawyer. There are procedures you have to learn. Okay? Get a lawyer. That's as simple as that. Just get a lawyer. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You will go from 10% success doing it pro se to giving yourself half a chance at 70%. That's what it's all about. Brenda in the house. Bridget in the house. So that's what's going down. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
For F and more. What this is basically showing us with these descriptions, that these different judges are, in my opinion, basically being paid off, because that's basically what this is given to me, as far as I'm concerned. Because what do you mean? What do you mean, guys, that separate 7 to 8 judges have denied genetic testing? It's just ridiculous.
And that is interesting, because that's why I have to say this. Now, if you didn't ask for the genetic testing properly with the right legal verbiage, then yes, I can see how this happened here. But he probably was emotional when he wrote his claims at the beginning. Shout out to Alexander in the house. And they're like, look, dude, I can't. And he probably kept going back with bad information. What I mean is this, it's not necessarily the facts. What I mean is that he wasn't properly citing things, or he wasn't properly submitting documents. And court can get very complicated. And I think this is what really, really, really messed him up. Now, again, all he needs is one. All he needs is one case to kick in. It's kicking in. It's time to hire a lawyer, though. If they want time to put together their response, whatever, fine, whatever, whatnot. But at the same time, bottom line is, dude, get a lawyer right now. Get a lawyer right now. Just say you want a lawyer. Say it on some TV show, and you'll probably have at least 50 waiting to reply for you. To do it, to at least they will, the lawyers will probably at least for free take it to the test. They will get you your test for you. The lawyers will get you your test. Okay? Then from that point on, they know they got something. They know they got something,
Ridiculous. In this 40-page motion, he is trying to dismiss on lack of jurisdiction and also rules of law, and also asks the judge to take notice of 8 previous court rulings that did not result in Raimir getting any paternity test dating back to 2010, guys. 2010 is how long that Raimir has been battling this out for. 8 separate judge rulings. You've gone to 8 separate judges. In my opinion, judiciary corruption and Jay-Z probably just paid the judges to deny paternity testing. But you have gone through 8 separate judges to prove denial of paternity testing. And then on top of that, today, you want to put out a 40-page motion via your lawyers to try and get this whole case with Brian Mira thrown out due to jurisdiction, due to location.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with the merits of the case. It's just either he didn't know where to go, he didn't know where to file, he didn't know what to write. Those are things that a lawyer can knock out in a day. So that's the problem and I understand he may have not had the type of money to hire a lawyer to do this with, but that's what you do. What you do is this is what you do. Ramir, this is what you do. You do a GoFundMe, and first you say you hire a lawyer. Then you do the GoFundMe. Hire the lawyer first. Or like what I mean is not hire. Don't give them the money because you ain't got none, right? Because that's the only reason you're not getting a lawyer, right? Don't tell me it's because of your ego that you want to not hire a lawyer. But anyway, let's say you find a lawyer, then you say you do your GoFundMe and you have the money go to the lawyer. And whatever they don't, and the deal with the lawyer is whatever they don't need to spend, like if there's a settlement or something, then whatever. But that's what you do. That's how you run it. Let me keep going.
Does this not reek of you being guilty? Because this is what it looks like. This reeks like you are the father. We don't even need Maury for this type of nonsense because clearly the court documents are implying, because you're jumping through so many hoops, so many rings, going through so many levels of effort to deny this man a...
That's what it is. It's too late too. He himself, Jay-Z, by filing and stating what he said, he already played his hand. Everybody's looking at him crazy now. Because it's like, dude, just take the damn test. Just take the test. Dude, just take the test. There is some reason that he really doesn't take it. Might go beyond Ramir. Let me see what else. I wanted to. There was somebody who was saying, let me go back here.
The rules of law, and also asks the judge to take notice of 8 previous court paternity testing. And then on top of that, today, you want to put out a 40-page motion via your lawyers to try and get this whole case with Brian Mira thrown out due to jurisdiction, due to location. How does this not reek of you being guilty? Because this is what it looks like. This reeks like you are the father. We don't even need Maury for this type of nonsense because clearly the court documents are implying, because you're jumping through so many hoops, so many rings, going through so many levels of effort to deny this man a paternity test. And when you could have just paid far less, $30 to $40, to get all of this sorted out. You could have done all that. It would have prevented your time, a waste of not only the fact that Ramirez's time, but a waste of your legal fees. Do you know how expensive this is for Jay-Z to throw out so many court documents for 8 separate judges, and then on top of that, a 40-page motion as well? Like, this man is throwing out so much for his lawyers outside of the mess that just happened with Busby.
Sometimes people show their guilt by their own defense.
That Blue Ivy is not the first child that Jay-Z has had. I do believe that he probably has others around, and I believe that Ramir is just one of them. And the others who might believe so are very much closely watching this case and want to know if Ramir is successful, if this is revealed as Jay-Z's son, then they're all going to come out the woodworks as well.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, let's face it. I mean, the thing is this: he definitely is part of the Raw Dog crew. So, yeah. Miss RV says he knows he's cooked. If he's the father, and DJ, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on minors. Oh, man. Yep. Let Let me keep. Here we go.
And it's going to be an absolute mess. Jay-Z has been facing back-to-back issues, guys, since December 2024, since the case with Busby broke. After that, there's been 3 to 5 separate financial...
And that's the thing. They're going to be like saying, hey, look, you were up as soon as you heard from that woman that claimed that, you were Diddy, did some things. He shot out the can. His cannon shot out. But when it comes to Raimir, 10 years.
Lawsuits going on, the stress of that Busby lawsuit within itself. Then he lost the defamation against Busby when you're trying to take him to court for that. And then after that, you also now have this with Raimir that's basically been leaking through for the past 6 months and going on. What the hell is happening, guys? I honestly don't understand. But Jay-Z clearly is going through something. And then outside of the, Desiree Perez is going through it with her daughter, and of course that puts eyes on the Rock Nation, and then of course Nicki Minaj is dragging Desiree Perez, which puts even more eyes. So it just looks like since December, November onwards, something has shifted. I don't understand what it is in regards to them, because I don't think anybody has spoken so much about Jay-Z outside.
I think what's happening is that his palace is starting to crumble a little bit. His palace is crumbling. Let me find out. There was something else.
If you're not the father, why you ain't just get this done and over with? You know, my mom was a dancer. She used to go to a couple concerts with our friends, and basically they went to an apartment building.
Raimir, if you don't already know, this is Raimir. He's on being interviewed.
Relaxed and chilled and, had sex.
Has Jay-Z or any of his people tried to reach out to you to maybe like squash you from doing these?
I mean, I wouldn't say they trying to stop it, but they definitely don't want it out there. I would say that. It's crazy to me. I'm not asking for no money or nothing. I'm not asking for no handouts or nothing like that. I work every day. I take care of my family. Only thing I'm asking for, if it's not the truth and there's nothing wrong with the Supreme Court, just get it over with. Just get it over with.
Yeah, you just want the answer.
No, hold up. At the time of this recording, Raimir made this post 2 days ago. No, he states, remember, he only has to respond to my lawsuit, but with everyone's help, we will take this to the next level. Keep pushing forward with me to fix this broken justice system. All positive energy. DNA is not the only thing they're hiding from us to keep. And it seems like there are more things that Jay-Z is hiding.
Yep. Jizzy B says this. I remember older dudes at the middle school picking up them girls, getting them pregnant. Nobody said nothing. Yep. It's true. Let those other children, Tiffany says, let those other children's, now adults, come on out and get their cut from Jay-Z too. He owes them all so much. Let him start with sharing his finances he didn't spend on their upbringing. Bars. Yep. Bridget, it's so strange that all of these powerful people are getting exposed. Yeah, Bridget, remember a long time ago, last year, me and the crew, we started putting out videos. We started in our videos, we would say, Hit Dog Hollers was one. And then we were saying, Chickens Come Home to Roost. Remember that series? Chickens Come Home to Roost. One of my producers put that one out. And here we are. Everybody called this foolish crap, foolish shit, everything. And now look, they all getting it. They all getting it. The chicken is coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost. Everybody forgets about these men's past. They forget. I mean, talk about winter is coming. Kevin, this is winter. When you're moving, Shannon Sharp losing millions. I'm telling you, let me just keep it going. Here we go.
With that said, I want you guys to check out this clip before I share it. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love.
Jay-Z allegedly won't give up his DNA to prove that he is not the father of Raimir Satterthwaite, who is claiming that he is his son, because giving up his DNA could link him to a bunch of murders that he is connected to from the past.
Oh! Oh, man. Hold on one second. I got to fix my camera real quick. Hold on. I mean, let's see if that's better. That's better. Okay. Oh, man. I mean, we all kind of assumed, right? We all kind of assumed, right? I mean, let's listen to some more. Here we go.
And if it is true that he is his son, his mother would have only been 14 at the time that he impregnated her, which is not a good look either.
No, that's a bad look. But, you know, she was probably competing with Foxy Brown. I'm telling you, this is twofold. One, it shows you why men who think women in their 30s are old, because these men, a large portion of them, want teens. And not like 19. I'm talking about 15, 14, 13. The football player who played for the 49ers, Terrell Owens, T.O., he is a son of a teen mother, of a married man who lived across the street. Now, it don't get any more common than that. Young girls are easy to manipulate, and predators love them. They love them. They love them for breakfast. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Let me calm down. Here we go. Let me calm down. Here we go.
The permanent A-list rapper could just provide a DNA sample and get the whole paternity thing out of the way. But then the sample could be used to solve a whole bunch of killings that the rapper has been hinted at being involved in. And again, this allegedly Jay-Z and Raimir Satterthwaite. And the related headline reads, "Who is Raimir Satterthwaite? Meet the man claiming to be Jay-Z."
So basically, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it opens up a can of worms that nobody wants to eat. I mean, Angela Reddick in the house. Yep. Angela says this. Yep, they want children with 0 to little body count. Yep.
Jay-Z's son. Raimir Satterthwaite is a 30-year-old who says he is Jay-Z's son and has
So basically, yeah. And it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this. This is what the last thing I'm going to say. I mean, not the last thing, but today's last part about this portion of the live stream. Basically, Jay-Z, Diddy, what was his name? The Game, Shannon. Chickens are coming home to roost. Winter is coming. Any type of anecdotal statement, that's what's going on. And I think a lot of it has to do with something that we have not talked about as it pertains to situations like this. Technology is getting better, faster, and more efficient. And because of that, things can be figured out, truths can be found, facts can be established. And if you lived a life of sin, if you lived a life of sin, technology might find it. It might find you. It might find you. And it found these men. Chris Brown is next. Don't think that Chris Brown thing is over with. It's not. He might be out. I don't know if he is or not, but he's still flying to England. That's for sure. Chickens come home to roost. And I'm here for it. Let's see what's going on with Ches now. Let's see what's going on with Ches Charday. Ches Charday. Ches Charday, let's see if I can bring her up on the screen.
So the reason why.
Let me pause that right here. Ches Charday has this obsession. She has this obsession with, she's not even going to show up in here. Oh, there she is.
Or you could say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Come on, man.
She better watch out because somebody can really hit her up with this, but I mean, it ain't going to be me. But I'm just saying. Okay, so Ches. This is just our Ches right here. Ches, we friends. We good friends. So for some reason, she has this obsession with divestors. And we can only call it that because literally every live stream she does either talks about them or features divestors. Now, here's the stupidity of it all. I'm not calling her stupid. It's just the idea. You're in a room full of men who vowed not to date black women. That's like half your following, Ches, if not 2/3. And statistically, black men date out double the amount that black women date out. Therefore, establishing a fact that black women are more race loyal than black men are, even if it's detrimental to a black woman's health. So, with that said, Ches, why are you making these hypocritical videos about divestors? I don't get it. The title of this video she made is Black Women Destroys Black Women for Promoting White Tea Supremacy, which is really, really weird because her best friends, so in using the same context, her best friends promote white tea supremacy. Her best friends. You don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Check this out.
Wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Kevin Samuels, according to this document, this legal document, was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month.
Slap a woman. That's what Sean Connery.
Okay.
Over nothing.
The best course of action is to slap a woman. That's what Sean Connery said. It's still on YouTube right now. Go look at it.
Look at him nodding.
By using the
This is right here on the top left. Mr. Throw him out with the bathwater, talking about black women and their children. Okay. Chicago Rilla, who, I don't know, got issues. And down here in the bottom right, when Kevin Samuels is just getting started, this is how he got started. By making loser men's eggplant hard by talking about abusing black women. That's what Kevin Samuels is famous for, which is a form of supremacy, in my opinion. And last I checked, Chaz, and then some of the girls, they love him. They love him. Let me keep going though. I ain't done yet. Ain't done yet. This is the type of man I feel that says, now where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? I just had it. Oh yeah, right here. Remember this? Let me pause that. Remember this guy right here? Remember this dude right here? Remember Hannah Cobb?
Involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne. This after the
got out. I think she got out.
Community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osborne shot in the upper chest. Deputies say the suspect, Hannah Cobb, called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osborne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osborne.
Yeah.
Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was on safe while checking it.
Uh-huh.
Case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail.
Fast forward a little bit, because we're not here for that news. We're here for this guy.
That man. When are these white women going?
And loved to fish, hunt, and raise animals. He was a father of two who they say loved his entire family.
Old Hannah Cobb intentionally shot that man. When are these white women going to learn? You can't expect a man to love you who hates himself. And any man that bashes his own women, who says he'd rather sleep with a white dog, and he made sure he emphasized white dog than a black woman. He'd rather commit bestiality than sleep with a black woman. What type of man did you think you were getting? Any man who can say that type of shit with his full chest publicly, knowing that he comes from a black woman,
right?
Knowing that his sisters are black, his aunts are black, his grandmother is black. He can't love you. He doesn't even love himself.
Yeah. AB's breaking it down. He doesn't love himself. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
And I promise you, this piece of shit was beating on this woman. They came home drunk from a club. He got in her face, started pushing her and shoving her, threatening her. Something he has probably done time and time and time again.
Yep.
But this time, old Hannah Cobb wasn't having it. Her father is a fucking cop. She knew that she could off this self-hating Cain and essentially get away with it.
Yeah. Now here's the interesting part. He's got a brother. Listen to what he says. It'll sound very, very familiar to you.
Says to white women, as long as he felt that they threw him crumbs of white supremacy. And it seems like he comes from an entire family of fucking sellouts. Of course, I'm not surprised. These Cains can't even string together a sentence. He comes from a long line of men that hate black women, of men that hate themselves.
I'm getting death threats. All because of a fucking... He'll fuck a white dog before he fuck a black bitch. I see why. All right, baby, love you too. I see why.
This is 2/3 of the manosphere right here. Dudes who think just like this. They are in Chez's channel. They're in what's this other girl's name? Just a Girl Talk channel, Chantel's channel. They love listening to women. They love listening to women abuse women. And it gets their rocks off. I'm telling you.
I fuck a white dog if I fuck one of you black bitches too. Dog gets tired.
So did he said he would rather sleep with a white dog?
Now what? against, because y'all black bitches know y'all ain't shit. Ooh, sweet baby Jesus. Ah.
I bet he stays at his mom's house or something too. I guarantee you. I guarantee you he probably stays at his mother's house.
Yeah, they don't want milk. They don't want milk. They don't want milk. I tried to grieve in peace. Motherfucker call me every 30 seconds. Hey, man, you see what this is about?
I can't even understand what the hell he's saying.
These people, hey, man, y'all stay on Facebook, man. But what drew the line when that bitch shared my post? Ho, what was you thinking? Ho, what was you thinking? I say it again. Damn right, my cousin said he'll fuck a white dog before he fuck one of you black miserable bitches. That was Tibble Whitehouse. What you mad for? Maybe if you had your duckers in a row, he probably would fuck with you. Ain't about time you drummified bitches. Look, this is exactly what you were talking about. This better yet.
And you wonder what's keeping black women faithful to a race of men like this. Now, don't get me wrong. Hey, watch yesterday's video, Black Excellence for Black Excellent Men. There are Black Excellent men, but we are just greatly outnumbered. This is at least half the population right here. This man right here.
Yeah, y'all showed the prime example why he said he'll do what he did. Y'all showed it firsthand. That's the funny thing. The joke's on y'all. The joke's on y'all, fool.
I'll stop it right. I think you get the message. I think you get the idea. I think you get the idea. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Okay, back to the show. Back to the show, y'all. Okay. This is for Chess Jardé right here. This is for Chess.
Yo, why is it because I'm white, there's an issue with me liking black girls? I don't get it. Like, I can like an Asian girl, and there's no issue. I can like another white girl, there's no issue. I can like a Latina, and there ain't no issue. Filipino, no issue. But as soon as I say I'm into black woman, it's a big kerfuffle. Oh my God, you like black. Why do you like it? It's like everyone's like super suspicious suddenly. Yo, if you like pizza, I'm not going to ask you why the fuck you like pizza unless you have pineapple on that shit. Mm-hmm. No, I'm joking. I like pineapple. But anyway, if you like pizza, you like pizza. That is your preference. Now, it's not to say that I am not attracted to other races. Yo, I even considered dating a white girl last year. So, it's just that I have a preference. And my ex-wife said, once I go black, I never go back. So,
I do not like my take on Huda being in a.
So let me. I know that. See, what I found about the red pill team of women. Let's call them. Let's make it sound nice. Red pill queens. they for some reason they have this, and they want, you know what I think it is? I think the red pill queens want all black women to suffer the way they're suffering. And I truly do believe, my strong assumption is I believe they're suffering. And this is the only way they can get out their anger or their disappointment in what's going on in their lives, is to complain about what other women who don't even know who they are doing. You know, that's the crazy part. Anyway, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going, because this is the type of men they want. Notice that when you go to a red pill channel, or you go to a red pill channel, male or female, they never go over, like, they never say, yeah, women, you should submit, after you vet somebody well and you make sure. They never say that. They really think you should submit to any black man. They really do. To any black man, because that's all that's in their channel. That's all that's in their room. That's all their subscribers. They're all the general public of black men, not the outliers that are kind, not the ones that are respectful to women. No, we're talking about the ones that we're talking about the misfits, because misfits is a big business. Misfits is a big business. Appeasing misfits is a big business on YouTube. That's why the Black Manosphere is the biggest black male group easily on social media. On social media. There's no other. Name something else. Not black fishermen. Nope. Not black architects. Nope. Not black excellence. No. Black. If you go to a black excellence channel, I guarantee you it'll have minuscule subscribers on it. They don't want to be excellent. These men don't want to be excellent. They don't want to be excellent. They don't want to be excellent. They don't want to be better. And that's why they love the hell out of these channels. They literally suck these dudes' eggplant before being kind to a black woman. Here's a perfect example.
With their reaction to the news that Jamal is okay.
Cheers from behind the crime scene tape.
We all got to see him. We all got to say we love you. He seen.
When I heard that boy was calling for his daddy, as a father, I came. I just came right away.
Many of the people pictured here spent Saturday knocking on doors and handing out flyers.
As a mom, the worst nightmare.
Terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like,
All right, what's up with the YouTube family?
All right. So, of course, Sia breaks it down perfectly. If you like pizza, then why would you expect to talk about how much you like it? I would not expect pizza liver to spend all their time bashing and shit, talking foods they don't like. Bars. So basically, this young man right here, this little child right here, with Carlos, basically, he was kidnapped. And he was kidnapped because they were trying to find his father, right? They're trying to find his father. They probably some drug thing or who knows what, right? They were trying to get his father. They're trying to kidnap him. Maybe who knows? His father ran. Left the kid out there. There he is right there. Left his kid out there and ran away.
that you should do, I can understand that. But I just feel like leaving that baby out there in a vulnerable situation is just crazy. But I don't want to look down on those who would probably do something else, because everybody reacts differently in every situation.
Right. But what happened to that? Didn't they brag about protection and provision? I mean, that's his own blood. He acted like it was just some kid that he didn't know. That's weird. That's really weird to me. It's really sad. Let me see if there's a clip of yeah. Well, I mean, I think sometimes people lose what being a man is all about. It's like, well, it ain't my kid. I ain't going after it. Well, this guy that was his kid. So what excuse you got for this dude right here? That's what gets me. We might have to do a full story on this, but I just find it really weird. Let's see what his father had to say about doing this. Let's not condemn him yet. Let's see what he says.
A new video tonight showing the moment someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White.
Jamal White's father has spoken out to defend his action in this new footage that has been released in the kidnapping of his 7-year-old son. Now, yesterday, there was a new angle that was released in the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White, who was taken in broad daylight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, there are still a lot of unanswered questions, like how a young boy could be kidnapped while his father was right there.
Boom. Boom. Let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up. Here we go.
Some people online are speculating that this new footage might show Jamal's uncle, who is his father's twin brother, being involved, but police haven't confirmed that. Now, listen closely to this news clip, because you'll hear where Jamal's aunt speaks about what the family currently knows, and you'll also hear where Jamal White is currently at.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest, because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked.
It just shows how far we need to go as Black men, as far as it comes to our community or our culture, where basically a young Black child is being kidnapped by some grown Black men.
On the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like
And this is why the courts rarely give men custody of children, because for some reason, it's not, yes, the men can protect a child if there's a physical issue, but for the most part, black women are more tactical than black men. Believe it or not, they're not going to put their children in harm's way unless there's just nothing they can do about it. And see, that's the difference, especially when they're the men, as Corey Holcomb would say, if they don't love your mother, they don't love you. And I think this is probably a similar situation.
A lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. A boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
We literally cannot thank the community enough, because I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for everybody just caring about this 7-year-old boy, we probably would not have found him.
Just a terrifying 24 hours. Hannah, police have yet to reveal a motive.
All right, Blake, and same goes for.
I know what the motive is, but I'm just gonna say, let's put it this way: it had something to do with leverage and revenge.
For the relationship, if any, between these suspects and Jamal's family. That family does tell me that Jamal is right now with Child Protective Services as this investigation continues for police. They are hoping to reunite with him
So
soon.
you just heard in that news clip that police do have a 25-year-old suspect in custody for the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White. However, they believe there are more people involved. You also heard that Jamal is currently in the care of Child Protective Services.
Uh-oh. I mean, man.
He's not with his mother or father right now because of the circumstances surrounding this kidnapping, which are still under investigation. Now, once this news clip started circulating online, Jamal's father immediately faced backlash, and he has since responded. But before we get into that, if you haven't seen my video from yesterday, be sure to check it out. In that video, I covered that 3 men were arrested. Okay, now,
I seeking knowledge in the house.
The news article reported that 3 men were arrested at the address connected to Jamal's kidnapping. Naturally, people assumed all 3 men were arrested as part of the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White. But if you read the article closely, it actually says that one of the men arrested at the home is being held on tentative charges of resisting and obstructing, and another is being held on a tentative charge of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. Both of these men are 27 years old. Now, people quickly jumped to the conclusion that these 2 were involved in the kidnapping. But here's where it gets interesting. One of the 3 men who were arrested turns out to be Jamal White's uncle.
What the heck?
Who is his father's twin brother. Now, exactly where Jamal's uncle was arrested is still unclear. Some people say he was inside the home. Others say he arrived at the scene when the family showed up. If you haven't checked out the video from yesterday, you can watch it because there's footage of the community activists going to the home and it shows the scene. Now,
Let me pause right there. I mean, let's break it down like this. Tiffany says this. Miss RV, also Black girls raised in some of the same hoods, same homes, going to those same bad schools, watched a different world, desired to go to college, and then made it happen. Bars. Exactly. And this was from Miss RV saying, it's so funny. It's also funny how you were forced to do what you did, but the mothers on drugs are bigger sinners than you, Jizzy. Okay, they're talking about Jizzy. Okay, I'll let them have their conversation there. Washington Knowledge breaks it down like this. Jizzy telling ridiculous hood stories. You couldn't get a job. You weren't in the projects. Okay. I'm gonna leave the chat to the chat. I'm not gonna bring it up to the stage. Okay, but anyway, Angela says his dad was supposed to be family protector and failed. Yep, the boy's mother likely would have done more to help the child. If not, they both need to. If not, they both need to lose custody. Yep, well said. Here we go.
I uploaded that video yesterday. Now, police have still not cleared any of this up, but Jamal's white father did speak out. Okay, so this is taken directly from Jamal's white father, his social media account. Okay, so what he did first was he shared the mugshot of his twin brother. Now, keep in mind, this is public information, so I'm not showing anything that should not be shown on YouTube. He shared his twin brother's mugshot and he said, "Free Top." So this was his post that he shared. Now,
what?
next.
Free what?
He made a status, and what he stated was, "Y'all foul, painting them crazy narratives, even the police treating me like I'm the bad guy. As long as my baby's straight, all that ever mattered. I still ain't seen my baby face to face. The police locked me up all day Saturday, questioning me, even when I told them everything I knew, all while my baby was still missing. Free Top. I don't owe nobody nothing but baby J." So he's referring to his son. He made this status immediately after he made the status saying free his brother. Now he followed that up, and now this was due to the scrutiny that he was getting. He was getting a lot of backlash after that new angle was released, because the angle is showing that, you know, he took off running. So what he said was, "Yeah, I did. I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my baby. Y'all slow. We both alive. And my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right by my baby. I did right. My baby safe." Now, after this, he followed up with another status. And what he said was, "First, I set it up. Then my brother kidnapped my son. Now I'm wrong for leaving my son. I know, messed up. Y'all ain't got to tell me. My son good, though. Y'all wanted to paint every picture of me to be the bad guy."
Well, I mean, that happens when you don't do the right thing. Let's see if, yeah, he went running. Let's see if it's on here right here.
Here, I pray none of y'all ever really know the feeling.
Okay, I think it's right here. So basically, okay, here's a car right here, right? Turn it around. Where's it going?
Just me, Granny said I live my life.
Of course, his father. Okay, so basically, he ran. I'm just putting these comments on the screen because I want them to get impact. I'm not going to even read them because I think it's best that everybody reads them themselves. These are great comments. And I wanted to pause because we're going into this next section. This section right here is, I call it the lawyer and the bandit. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. First of all, we're going to start off with another lawyer, Ebony K. Williams. Here we go. You all will remember this. This is very important that you grasp this. It's very important you grasp what I'm about to put on the screen here. You need to, it's very important. I can only say that. Here we go.
Dr. Ayana. Let me ask you this. Let's get to the logistics, though. Let's get to the logistics. We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Ayana. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhD. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out earning men in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Exactly. Then, okay, Ayanna Van Zant, who got hands and feet put on her by her ex, or no, I think she's still with him. I don't know. Here we go.
Would you date a bus driver?
Remember that? If you remember that, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't remember it, put a 2 in the chat, and I'd be happy to explain. It's very important you get this right now, because this is about the best information I can give right now.
Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's a problem.
She's saying it's a problem not to date down, because that's basically what she's saying. Okay, we have a lawyer here to the left. We have Ayanna Van Zant to the right. She's saying this.
Driver. Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
The problem is that's not how the men interpreted it. They didn't say, number one, they overrated themselves. And what I mean is that the men would overrate themselves. They didn't have exactly what Ayanna was saying, firstly. And secondly, let me show you what happens when you date down, when you date somebody who's not at your level, or somebody who appreciates what you do. This is what happens.
It's been a really long and tough couple of nights. And I guess day or so, because this thing happened yesterday. But I did want to come over here.
She dated a bus driver. She dated a bus driver. She dated a bus driver per se. It was worse than a bus driver because he was an unemployed bus driver. And for that, and paying for everything, she got that shiner on the left side of her head, and you will hear the rest. Here we go.
And because I already posted.
Oh, let me get it up louder. Hold on 1 second. Let me get it louder. I got to get the right extension for this volume. Hold on 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay. There we go. All right, let's get back into it. Let's get back into this. Okay. Where's it at? Okay. Let me know if this helps.
These pictures, which I know are gruesome and not self-explanatory, I did want to come on here and kind of explain what happened with everything. So this might be a multi-part, not a series, but I guess
If the volume is good, put a 1 in the chat just so I know. Here we go.
video, because I don't want to be talking on here for 20 minutes. But I did want to come here and talk about pretty much what happened. Yeah.
Oh, dang, it's still low. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's everything.
Just to start, this is a really heavy source of pain for me. Sorry. It's been really hectic. So basically, long story short, I'll start the situation from when I left town. I decided to go on a trip with my mom. Originally, my sister was supposed to come on the trip. I don't even want to get into the weeds of that and make this about my sisters. I've been seeing comments and their contributions that are extremely negative. It was all relative to this European trip that we were supposed to take. They didn't end up coming, or one of my sisters didn't, and that just became its own.
Dang, nobody can hear? Let me see. I can hear it really loud over here. Can you guys hear the other one? Let me try something real quick. Oh, you hear? Okay. Let's see. Okay, if you can hear it, put a 1 in the chat. If you cannot hear it, put a 2 in the chat. Okay. Okay. I think I'm maxed out over here. Let me see what else I can do. Hold on. Let me see if this thing has another option. No, it's at 600. Okay, let me look for another volume thing. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me give this one a shot.
Own thing, which is now why they're, I guess, showing support for this guy. I don't want to get into that. I just leave it to them and their platforms, whatever. But we were planning this trip and I booked the tickets. The reason that I did not want to go to Europe with Ronan is because honestly, I just want to be honest with you guys. He couldn't afford it. And I know that if he was going to come out there and we were going to go to all of these beach clubs and restaurants, I was going to be taking on the bulk, if not all of the financial responsibility, as was pretty standard in the relationship.
So as you can see, she took on a bus driver. And let's just say he didn't appreciate her at all. She's an attorney. And as you can see, she has a shiner She has a shiner. One of many, I found out. He financially abuses her because she pays for everything.
Because he does not have a job. So I was going to be taking on the bulk of that, and I did not want that. So I did not invite him to Europe. And I didn't think it was a good idea that we even went together, because right before the Europe trip, he had gotten caught cheating with someone like down the street. It was like this big thing.
And he cheated on her. I mean, and it's funny because she said, and he got caught cheating. It's like she didn't catch him. Somebody else caught him cheating.
I don't want to get into that either. But I just did not. I had checked out and I stopped wanting to be with him. And that is why I stopped posting content with him. I had originally stopped posting content because I did not want to be in a relationship with him anymore. I also had a real guilt in my heart about the fact that I knew what was happening behind closed doors, and I know what I stand for. I know I'm a girl's girl. I know I'm an advocate for I know I'm an advocate for women and empowerment and information exchange and love and honor and all of those things. And what was going on behind closed doors with us did not align with the things that I promote and take pride in publicly. So, so I wanted to take this trip, and I ended up booking it. He was very upset that I booked it. He wanted me to take him. He wanted me to pay for him to go.
That's how entitled he felt. That he could continue to demand things from this woman. And he demanded those things. He didn't ask for them. He demanded them as if he owned her.
At one point, he asked me to put him on my car loan so that he could take out a loan to go to the trip, and he would pay. They could use my car as collateral or something like that.
What the fuck?
I was like, no, I just want to go by myself. And I ended up going. I ended up booking this trip. My mom ended up coming because all of this fallout happened with my sisters or whatever. And on the trip, I had decided to separate myself from him. Now, I want to start with the day before I left. No, the day that I left. The day that I left, he actually tried to make me miss my flight. The entire day was he physically assaulted me. He sprained my toe. I had bruises from head to toe. He just hurt me. And he just kept on physically assaulting me. And again, like, I think it was because he just didn't want me to go. And I almost didn't even make the trip. I actually was 5 minutes. I got to the airport at 4:03 and the flight left to Europe, to Ibiza, at 4:50. They told me I was originally not going to get on.
And he could not pay the loan. She would have been out of the car. Oh, he could care less. It's not his car. So what does he care if she loses the car? Man, yeah, you're right, Bridget. Angela Reddick, you can't help these ninjas financially. They don't respect you for it. Bars, they will take full advantage of you and consider you stupid. Facts, Angela. Yeah. Oh, man, I mean, this is hard to watch. This is really hard to watch.
On the flight, and I actually ended up getting on the flight because I was crying and limping and like, no, I planned this whole thing. My mom's waiting for me in Spain. What am I going to do? So they literally let me check my flight. I already checked in the car, but they let me check my bag and such. So we were good. But leading up to me going to Ibiza was hell. I was physically assaulted over and over and over again for hours and hours and hours on end, to which I made my family aware and such. And that in conjunction with his cheating, in conjunction with his inability to provide or keep a stable job, are the reasons that I was like, this Europe trip is going to be time that I use to reflect, to cut him off. Okay, so I just want to end this part with saying that I decided to go on a trip. I decided that during the trip we would go our separate ways, and the trip was for me to find myself again. And he abused me prior to the trip, like the day of me going to the trip. So it just like further confirmed that we would never work. And I made sure I called my building before I left, because I was able to get him out of my apartment. He wanted to stay when I was gone. I did not want him in my apartment, did not want him driving my car. I took my keys with me. I locked the door. That was a huge, huge, huge fight. Oh my God, it took me hours to get out, but I made sure, and I called down to my building for proof. I have a witness that I told them, do not let anybody in my apartment while I'm gone. There are no authorized guests. There was no authorized guest. Nobody can go in my apartment. Do not let anybody in my unit. And then I
You haven't guessed, he lived with her because he had no other place.
flew to Europe.
There's more. We're going to do one more, and then I'm going to do the last two. There's four of this. There's part four of this. So we're going to do one more part now. And then after that, I'm gonna play something a lot more positive. Here we go.
Once I got on the flight, I started texting him. I was very hurt, confused, and lost. I wanted to let him know how I felt, and I kind of wanted him to feel the pain that I felt. And I was just telling him I hate him and all of these like things that women say when they're super upset and traumatized. So I was texting him all of those things like, you know, you did this, you did this, you did this, and I'm so upset and whatever. He was pretty much dismissive about it. I probably like posted.
Wait, let me pause that back. Let me pause what he wrote right there. Let me hold that just for, just in case for anyone who wants to go over it real quick. It's kind of small on my screen. Let me see if I can make it larger for a moment for you to read it. And then I'll take it back down. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there for a minute. Not for a minute, but for about that long right there. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring back my angle here. Okay, I'm back. All right, here we go.
These like things that women say when they're super upset and traumatized. So I was texting him all of those things like, you know, you did this, you did this, you did this, and I'm so upset and whatever. He was pretty much dismissive about it. I'll probably like post the text here. And I just decided at that point and during the trip that there was no more reason for us to speak. We'd been through too much. There was too much abuse and cheating and all of that stuff that went on. So I decided to sever ties. I blocked him from everything, would not let him contact me. He started harassing my mom. My mom also had to block him and tell him stop contacting her.
This dude's a nut job. He's a nut job. He's a straight up nut job. He is not. This is a perfect example of a person who is showing narcissistic behavior. He is. I mean, this is about his perfect example. He is rage. He would be beating on her if he could have reached her. So it was smart for her to get out of town. It was smart for her to get out of town. Very smart. And during if I were her, it's all about that TRO. Get yourself some paperwork.
He then reached out to my sisters. My older sister wasn't going for it. My two younger sisters, different story, but form your own opinions on that. I don't even want to talk about it. And so it was finally time for me to come home. I got to my building on July the 12th at, I believe, 10 o'clock at night. And when I pulled up to my building, I was on the phone with my dad and I was talking about how excited I was to be back. And lo and behold, he was already standing in front of the building waiting for me. I don't know how he knew what time I got in. I don't know.
Whoa, that's. I hope she says, I kept driving. And then you call the police and they escort you into your house. And he will take it from there. Let him mess around with the cops. He gets arrested. No.
How he knew what he knew what day I was supposed to be coming back, I think, from when we had talked before. I don't know if he'd seen my ticket. I just don't know. But he knew, he timed it. He was standing in front of my apartment building waiting for me outside. When I didn't even get out the cab. He opened the car door and was like, let's go. He grabbed my bags from the cab driver and he tried to take my stuff upstairs and he told me we're going upstairs. I told him,
remember now, this is her place. This is her place. Oh, man.
We are not going upstairs. And I told him that I did not feel safe with him going upstairs because I know that he was upset that I had blocked him during the trip. And I knew that things were getting out of hand. And if I got alone with him upstairs in my apartment, that I was going to be further physically assaulted and pressured into things that I didn't want to do probably. So I did not feel safe with him going upstairs. We had not spoken for quite some time. And I told him he couldn't go upstairs. He had my bags in his hands. He starts yelling, shut up. He starts name calling me. He starts grabbing me. The security guards downstairs see him grabbing me. There's 2 security guards and they immediately try to alleviate the situation. They're like, hey, stop touching her. She said you can't go upstairs. You can't go. There's a huge argument in the lobby. He's like, I'm going. I don't give a fuck. Tell her. Oh, I don't know if I'm able to say that on here.
That's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Hopefully that doesn't get flagged. I don't know. I've never done this before. But he's like, I'm going. I don't give an F. Tell her that, she needs to take me upstairs. I just need to get my stuff. Mind you, he told me early on when I'd first left and we were having those text exchanges and I'd locked my door and left the house that he'd called security and they had escorted him into my house and they had already given him his property. He had gone through my apartment, got what he wanted and left. So this is all in contravention to me calling security and telling them not to let anybody in my unit when I'm gone under any circumstances, to which they agreed to. They didn't care. When I left, they went, used their master key, unlocked my unit, and let him into my apartment.
You can sue the apartment. It doesn't matter. Man, is this crazy or what, y'all?
And he was able to take whatever in his things. He is not on the lease, and he is not an author.
I bet he. And that's the funny thing is, how did they even? It's like. Maybe if the police were there too, but not even that. He just has to, oh man, this is making me crazy.
Authorized person in the building. So I don't know how and why that happened. So when he showed up, as I was coming back from the airport, demanding that I take him in my apartment to get his things, I was confused because I knew that he'd already been in the apartment with security. Allegedly, he was like, oh, they walked with me allegedly, like to get his stuff. And I know for a fact he was in the apartment, but I don't know if he got anything. I don't know what he did. I don't know what him and security were doing. He's made friends with the security guards at the building and
Jesus Christ. They should be fired. The security guards need to be fired right now. I mean, it's her place. It's her place. Tiffany says, not only do we need to dissenter men, we also have to undergo deprogramming of all the lies we have been taught by our families, schools, religion, music, films, television, bars. This is like crazy to me.
I guess they had the relationship where they were taking him in my house. Long story short, security let him into my building when I was not there. So when he did come back and meet me and bombard me at the door when I finally got off my flight, demanding his things from my apartment, it was strange because he already had been inside my apartment to get his things. So I don't know. I then, I would not let him in. A entire debacle ensued. I told him, I finally said, hey, I'll go upstairs and get your stuff because he was manhandling me downstairs to the point where securities had to intervene. I said, I'll go ahead and get it and bring it down. But I do.
And as soon as he did that, they should have called the police. They should have called the police. I don't know what's going on here.
Not want you coming upstairs to my door. There are 3 points of security access when you get to my building. There is the concierge desk, the elevator, and once you get up the elevator, which requires key access, there's a middle door which requires further key access to the units. So I'm thinking like, okay, he really can't get to me. I'm just going to bring his stuff back down through the elevator and just call it a day. Well, when I left my apartment and came out of residences, those middle doors, he had gotten up the elevator somehow. I don't know, with the security, I don't know how, but he was standing with 2 security guards charging his phone on the wall and then causing a scene saying that he needed to get to me to talk to me. I handed him his things immediately and was like, gotta go. I turned around to leave and he starts chasing me down the hallway. Security starts chasing him. So everyone's chasing each other. It's very ghetto, very strange.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And the sad part is this, oh my God. If that, look.
And I'm telling him, I don't want to have a conversation. There's literally nothing to talk about. At that point, I was over it. There's so much that has gone on, so much egregious, nefarious things that have gone on in this relationship. I did not want to talk. Security asked me in front of him, do you want to talk to him? I said, no. They said, listen, sir, she does not want to have a conversation with you. You need to go. They had tried to physically restrain him because he was trying to physically attack me. And he stood in the hallway and he was just like, no, it's fine. She's good. I'm not touching her. He always does that. Like, he'll try to be like, oh, he'll put his hands on me and be like, I'm not putting my hands on you, but you are. He told them I'm not touching her, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I like slid against the wall. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I think I have a little video clip of that. I'll try to add that to this actually.
All right, but I still gotta let you know. You gotta do shit. Look, bro, you gotta do shit. You already put your hand. It's okay, bro. I don't care.
After the incident with security, they were finally able to get him to leave and he left. Though he called me all night long, he finally did leave my property. Next thing you know, I go to sleep. I wake up early in the morning. He's at my door. He's pushing himself inside the door. I open the door to see who is outside the door, and he's pushing himself inside. Apparently, he had bypassed security. Or actually, I don't think he bypassed them. I think that they were in on it because he did say, which was confirmed, and I'll release all of this video footage by the security guard, that the woman downstairs spoke to him and showed him some group chat between the security guards discussing the incident from the night prior. He also did say that he was somehow able to come up. He went through the elevator, which again requires a security card. He went through the residential door unit, which requires security, and he got to my door. He pushed himself inside, and the first thing he did was try to force himself upon me. I did not want to have sex with him, and I just completely was like over it. I was obviously still upset from the night before. He did not care. He wanted to have sex at that point. I was telling him to.
That's.
Leave. I told him I did not want him to be there. I told him several times, and ultimately, like, I guess maybe a couple hours later, like this went on for a little while. A physical fight started. It started when he picked me up and by my face and he slammed me on the couch and he called me a stupid fucking bitch. Damn, can I say that on here? He called me a stupid effing B. And then he just continued to grab grab my face in the palm of his hand, smash his face in there, and just kept palming me, snatching me, squeezing my face.
What the? This is some Diddy type shit. This is some Diddy type shit.
My lips are busting at this point. My mouth filled up with blood. My nose filled up with blood. He's throwing me around. At one point, he slams my head against the bathroom wall. He's spitting loogies in my face over and over. He slams my head against the toilet. He's holding me against the toilet. He's smashing my face against the toilet. He's dragging me all over the apartment. I'm actually trying to fight back. I am hitting. I am swinging. I am scratching. But obviously, he's much bigger than me. I'm like 140 pounds. I'm 5'10" though. And he is like 6'3", 200 pounds. So there was a very obviously uneven power struggle there.
Wow.
I continue to.
She can sue. She should sue. If not for her, for other people.
swing at him. At one point, I did hit him.
This is my point right now. This is what happens when these red pill people, both men and women, fill these sociopaths and psychopaths with this feeling of entitlement. This is
right here, and he got really mad at that. I realized the more I fought back, the more upset that he was. So he came up to me, he grabbed me by the face, literally by the face and the neck, and picked me up and slammed me on the floor. I believe that is when I got a concussion, as ruled by the hospital later on. While I was on the floor, he then punched me in the eye. My eye's looking a lot better now, but it was like really looking bad. He hit me in the eye, and then he hit me again in the face. So I'm on the floor. My face is swelling.
Remember, this is after security. This is after the security intervened. This is effed up.
My nose is bleeding, my mouth is bleeding, and I can't even open my left eye. Literally, the moment it happened, it immediately started swelling, and it was just a mess. From that point, I lost consciousness, and I started shaking, and I just remember begging him to take me to the hospital. I knew that he wasn't going to let me go anywhere alone. I knew he would let me make any phone calls because he took my phone. So at that point, I just started begging him to take me to the hospital. I'm getting a lot of questions about why I'm telling the story kind of in the fashion I am. I think it's because I am someone who also watches TikTok, and I hate when people just drag things out, and I hate when people like talk really slow, and I typically watch my videos on high speed. I also feel insecure about being a burden on others and taking up people's time. I don't want to drag this out longer than it is. So I'm just trying to like tell it really fast, like get it out, and that be done with it. Okay, so I had to come inside because it was super loud out there. I was just trying to get some fresh air. So part 5. I started begging him to take me to the hospital after my body started convulsing. I had a concussion by that time, and my eye was bulging, lips bleeding, everything bleeding, nose leaking, everything happening. The reason that I begged him to take me to the hospital is because I knew that otherwise he wouldn't leave the apartment, and I wasn't going to get out of the apartment. And I kept on saying,
that's kidnapping. If you don't already know, that's kidnapping. So he's got kidnapping and battery already, maybe even attempted murder. I don't know. Let's keep it going.
I kept on saying that I'm going to die. Like, you're going to kill me if you keep me in here. Because I don't know. Okay. All right. So, I finally convinced him to take me to the hospital, and he said he was going to take me to the hospital, and he starts like, I don't know, he starts looking for things, getting things. I'm like still trying to fight him off me. He's like trying to put me into little corners of my house. Like, sit right here, don't move, sit right here, don't move, sit right here. Like he threw me over his shoulder. He tried to carry me to the bed, put ice on my eye. I'm just like, please take me to the hospital. I don't want you to give me ice. I don't want any of this. Take me to the hospital right now. He finally then walks out of my apartment with me to take me to the hospital. He grabs my keys, he grabs my phone. He's holding my keys and phone the entire time. I don't have access to it. And everyone's like, why didn't you call the police? He had my keys and my phone. He then walks out to the parking garage, and we walk out to the parking garage. I see a man in my distance that seemed like he was kind of bigger. So I'm like, okay, he might be able to help me. So I start screaming at the top of my lungs when I see someone. Finally, I scream, help, help, help. So the man finally comes over to help, and he then picks me up, throws me over his shoulder and starts running me back towards the apartment, towards the residential hall doors to get me back into my apartment. I was like, no, I was holding on to everything in sight. I was holding on to doors, holding on. My nails are literally felt all loose. I'm like holding on to things, scratching things, grabbing everything, grabbing the floor, grabbing everything, grabbing the door frames, putting my feet in the door frame so that he could not get me into the door. Then the man comes and he's like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? He starts talking to the guy. He's like distracted or something. I go, or I guess like the guy intervened. I don't really know. There was something happened that distracted him that allowed me to get from his arms at that point. If we were sitting right here, directly perpendicular to the elevator. So I run to the elevator. A couple is in there. They run out. I guess they're super scared. He runs in there after me, trying to grab me. I sit down, I crouch down on the elevator floor and I grab the bar, like I don't know, it's the support bar, like the pole or whatever. I grab it and I'm holding onto it for dear life. The guy follows us in the elevator. He's like, hey, stop, because he saw like the whole debacle on the floor with him trying to get me through the doors. And I was like, at one point I was laying on the floor. He was like trying to drag me. He was throwing me over. He just couldn't get me through the doors back into the apartment because I had already started screaming.
Holy moly. What in the world is, I mean, at what point, I mean, ladies, grab your pepper spray.
Screaming help, and I knew someone heard me and saw me. So going back, I'm in the elevator and I'm holding on to the pole for dear life. And he's trying to pull me by my legs and grab me and pull me out of the elevator and such. The guy I was screaming for help originally. He came in the elevator. He's like, dude, let her go. I don't know what's going on. You can't do this, all of these things. And he's just like frantically pacing at this point. He doesn't know what to do. I'm talking about Ronan, because he knows like there's someone else there and he can't get me alone again. So the guy was just like, shut the elevator door, get out of the elevator. And for some reason he listened. And so the guy got in the elevator with me. Ronan left out of the elevator and it was just me and the guy. And at that point I knew that I was going to be safe. I was going to be able to at least get to a phone and make some calls. So I was crouched in the corner of the elevator, and
sounds like a horror movie. This sounds like a doggone horror movie.
The guy was like, it's okay. You don't have to sit down. Just stand up. You're going to be fine. Stand up. I'm here. Just, we're going to be okay. And I was just still crouching. He was like, no, come here. Just stand up. Let go of the bar. You're fine. So I let go and I stood up and we were finally at the first floor. I walked straight to the lobby desk and I said, hey, I need you to call the police right now. Again, my whole face is dripping. So the girl at the front desk is just looking at me. Another security guard told me that girl at the front desk, she's new. She's quite young. One of the other security guards, and I have the footage, he told me that the girl was younger. She's a young black girl. She's new. And I think that he might have been also cool with her because he was making security guards friends with them in my building so that he could get access to my unit and
right. Yeah. Narcissists work like that.
Such. That she was likely the one who let him up. So when I told her to call the police, she kind of froze and she just stood there with the phone in her hand, just looking at me. I think there's like a housekeeping knock and I got scared. Hold on. Okay, I heard a knock at my door and my heart dropped. I think I'm just gonna end this one right here. So at the end of the day, I begged him to take me to the hospital. He agreed. He took me to the parking garage. I kicked and screamed once I got to the garage because I saw other people. Again, I didn't call anyone or do anything. He had my keys. He had my cell phone. Someone helped.
That's theft. Just because somebody, if you take somebody's key without their will, that's theft.
Me. I fought my way to the elevator. They helped me downstairs to the lobby. I knew I would be able to call the police from the front desk. And this part ends with me at the front desk and the girl at the front desk. I told her to call and she's kind of like freezing, just standing there like this.
He left and then I guess you must have came back later on because I left at 12.
He came back this morning.
Okay, yeah, see, I wasn't here.
He said he talked to someone. He was like, "Oh, they said that there's some security guard group chat, and they posted a video."
It was the lady, because when I came here, it was the lady at the front desk.
And she showed him the.
Yeah.
She said she showed him the group chat that they have with security guards or something like that, and she was like,
Yeah, because you remember I had made.
There's a big commotion at the lobby at this point. I'm yelling to call the police. Other people are actually saying call the police too. The girl's kind of frozen, and she finally starts dialing the police. He runs around the back of the building, bursts in. He has no shirt on. He's sweating. He looks crazy. He's like, "Don't call the police." He tells the girl, "Do not call the police. I'm going to handle this. I'm taking her to the hospital. We're going to handle this together. Do not call the police." The girl's just looking at him. The leasing agent comes down and he's like, "No, call the police. Call the police." She gets on the phone with the police. The leasing agents, some other security guards, people who work.
I was like, oh man, this is crazy. This is okay.
There, they took me to the back and they put me in a room. It was like the leasing office actually, and they locked the door and such. They brought me water and they said, "We're gonna call an ambulance." I didn't even ask for one. They just looked at my face and knew I needed one. The ambulance arrived and they said that I needed to go to the hospital to be checked out. I ended up going to the hospital. They gave me a CAT scan, MRI. I had to get IVs in my arm. It was really terrible experience. They actually gave me morphine because I was in so much pain. At that point, my eye was completely shut. It was really painful. And they also took record of my other injuries because, like I said, this has been going on for a long time. And right before I had even went on my trip, I also had gotten abused. And even, you can't even see it right here, he had like hit me in the chest. And I was already battered. So they were just taking record of all of these injuries, including the new ones. And the LAPD came. The LAPD came to the hospital. They asked me what happened. I told them everything. I told them I wanted to move forward with pressing charges. I told them that I wanted a emergency protective order, which I do have. So I do have a restraining order. I am getting it extended to the normal restraining order. He actually tried to call me while I was in the hospital. I did not answer. I told him to stop calling me. And I said, "I'm in the hospital, stay away from me." And yeah, that's pretty much the end of everything. I wasn't going to come on social media and say anything, but I woke up the next day after having to go to a hotel. Now, on that, the police and the hospital staff could not release me if I didn't show proof that I had an alternate place to stay. I could not go back to my apartment because now it's just considered a straight up safety issue. We don't know where he is. I know he's like contacting people and such that I know, but we don't know where he's at. He has not made contact with the police. They went to the address that I gave him. He's not there. I don't know what he's doing, but I do know that after getting to the hotel, I've been here for 2 days now. I wake up on social media and he's posting things, and that's basically how we got here. I guess I'll get into that. What he posted on social media was a supportive message from my sister. To be clear,
What the heck? But this is how it goes, y'all. Let me
my
see.
sister and I had a falling out about the European trip that I went on. Actually, let me make this its own video. Y'all, I am so tired of this. I am so tired of this. Like, at this point, I genuinely don't want to be here anymore. Like, I just want my life back. I'm staying in a hotel right now. I haven't even been. I am a lawyer. I need to be working. I haven't even been able to go home.
So let me pause for a minute. So Chaz Jardé, Chantel Simone, Kevin Samuels, Angry Man, So Fugazi, you motherfuckers want beautiful women like this who have a good job to deal with motherfuckers in your channel. Fuck you. For real. This is what your rhetoric does. It makes angry men act in a way that destroys women. Now you don't vet people. You just literally tell every dude in your channel, when you disrespect women, these men disrespect women. This is what happens. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how these motherfuckers work offline. You're making this happen. You're making this happen. All she wants to do is do her lawyering, if that's a word, and mind her own business. Where do you think they get riled up like this? Yeah, they got issues. A lot of them got issues. The ones that you say don't have issues, they got issues. And y'all bring it here. This is what you guys did. This is what Red Pill does.
I haven't been able. My son calls me every morning before school, and the first thing he sees to start his day is my bruised face. I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to do anything. I got on here to tell my story, to talk about this is between me and Ronan in my apartment building too at this point. I'm not someone, I've never cried on the internet in my life. And I keep seeing more and more stuff. It's like, I keep having to clarify. I have not spoken at all directly to my sisters since the argument.
This is what happens. This is 50% of the time Black women are in this situation. No matter what. I mean, some people might call her an exotical. Some people might call her, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, a monster is a monster. And the best way to deal with monsters is to avoid them. Shout out to Tevin in the house. Miss RV's in the house. Angela's in the house. Whew. Let me, here we go.
That happened while I was out of town. All of this follow-up, I don't know where it's coming from. How about this? Instead of saying I'm not telling you guys to, how about don't go harass them? Don't go do whatever, because y'all, whatever everyone's saying to them, they're saying that I'm sending people to do this. I'm sending people to talk to their job.
Now, you guys probably saying, well, no, this is not Red Pill. He's online. I'm going to be digging into this one. I'm going to have to do some research on this, because this is how the bus drivers ruin lives. 50% of them do this. 50%. 50%. Check out the stats. 40% is reported. You can guarantee you it's probably more like, we could theorize, and probably it's more like, I don't know, maybe 65% of women that are actually getting abused, because especially in the Black community, women don't report this. She didn't call the police until ass whooping number 12.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to be real. I didn't know they had jobs. As far as I know for a fact, they don't have jobs. Neither of them. One lives with her boyfriend in Germany, who I've never met, by the way. The other one lives with my older sister in Georgia. I don't know anything they have going on. The last time I saw them in person, I was dropping them off at the airport from leaving my house, from allowing them to stay there for a trip. The last time I saw Kayla in person, I literally gave her a Chanel wallet because I had just bought a new one. I don't know
I don't know where all of this is coming from. And I'm waking up. I've eaten one thing in 2 days. I'm in a place I don't want to be. I just want to go home. I want to be around my kids, but I don't even want to call them because of my face. It's embarrassing to get on the phone. And my son is so sweet. Every time I talk to him, he's like, "Oh, Mom, you look so much better, Mom." When I got to the hospital, the whole hospital. You need help. Instead, I'm sitting here alone in a damn hotel room in LA trying to figure out what to do next. And I just don't even want to be here anymore.
And I don't know why you just projected on me the fact that you didn't, this weren't $400, first of all. But the fact, no, they're mine. You already gave them for me.
I don't give a fuck no more. You're
No,
ungrateful, nigga. I
you
don't
just
have
said
shit. I don't have shit. Do you understand that? And I still went and bought the shit. I just got the $200 right now, and I spent it.
you just bought the headphones because
Fucking bro.
you
I don't have my rent.
Okay.
And I still bought it right now. So
Ronan,
you can be fine.
Ronan,
You're still bitching about it.
Ronan, I'm not bitching. I'm telling you that you did not. Ronan, first of all, you are the one who broke my headphones. So the fact that
I understand
so that you had to
It could have been
replace
a
them.
week. It could have been it could have been whatever until I had the money and I was comfortable, or at least until I paid my fucking rent. Instead, I said no. I was fucked up, and I went in there immediately and got them.
All right, I'll just give it to you back then. I'll pay for them.
What the fuck is wrong
I'll
with
give
you?
them to you back because look how
What
you're
the
acting.
fuck is wrong with you?
I don't want to.
What is wrong with you?
I'm confused.
What is wrong with you?
I'm confused. I'm literally confused as to why you're acting this way.
What is wrong with you, nigga?
Let's move along.
I'm back with another triggering topic. And today I want to talk about Meg the Stallion and the siren archetype. And I also want to talk about how the world hates Black women that know their worth. But before I get into that, let me give y'all a quick disclaimer. This video was filled with my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Everything is all alleged, nothing is factual. I do not know any of these people personally. This is a commentary channel, and oftentimes I use clips and articles as part of my critical review, right along with fair use guidelines. Now, with that being said,
All right, let's get to it. All right, one of my favorites. You're triggered, breaking it down for us. Let's break it down. Here we go.
that she has continued to persevere and gain popularity
and a net worth of $30 million while being hated on by Dusties and Pygmishas for daring to protect herself over a black man. And I have often wondered why such an intense hatred for Megan Thee Stallion and whatever people perceive her to be, but the extreme side of understanding and grace for black men like Diddy, R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby. Why such a forgiveness and acceptance of these men? But I realize that when a black woman is unapologetically herself, lets the world know that she is in charge of her sexuality and can leave these men right where she found them, and not only move on, but move to better prospects, that deeply offends a lot of black men and black women. It offends black men because they think if this woman can do better when she leaves, they wonder if their girl thinks the same thing.
Yes. Okay, I think I'm back. All right. Now something positive. We gotta do something positive here. So listen to what Megan says right here in this very kind video short talking about her new boyfriend Klay Thompson.
I have never dated somebody so kind. Like, this is my first relationship where I ever been with somebody who's genuinely a nice person, and he makes me genuinely happy. Like, I just never dated somebody like him before, and I'm just grateful that he here by my side and he feel the same way about me.
Well, we're loving seeing you guys together. Did you guys watch the Love Island finale together? And what did you think about the finale?
You might want to ask him because he the real Love Island fan. Yeah. We team both. And we team Huda too.
Yes. I'm not going to say, I mean, Klay and Megan, you know, the one thing we know about Klay is quiet. He's well kept. He grew up right, everything. So what she was saying in that prior clip is that she's never been treated right. Now, it doesn't mean Klay and Megan are going to be married or nothing like that. But what it means is that at least she's being respected and treated right. And that's the feeling that she tried to explain. You know, yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson make their red carpet debut. The Dallas Mavericks player appears to confirm rumors he's dating Megan Thee Stallion with their first public appearance as a couple on the carpet at Megan's Peyton Thomas Foundation Gala. For the occasion, Megan wore a gorgeous black halter dress, while Klay matched her style in a classic tuxedo. The red carpet hard launch comes a day after Klay seemingly teased their relationship on Instagram.
Yeah, Tiffany, you nailed it. And Miss RV, you nailed it too. Yeah, and Miss Angela Reddick about the ex-boyfriend of the lawyer. Oh my God, he needs to be put down. I would think he, at the very least, needs prison. I don't think there's nothing. The rage that the lawyer's ex-boyfriend was exhibiting was to the point where there was nothing a week or two was going to do with that. That's not, regular therapy is not fixing that kind of person. That's just what's going down. But back to a positive note with Klay Thompson.
By sharing a pic of himself kissing a woman with her back facing the camera, in addition to a photo of himself holding hands with a woman with long purple nails. The hair and nails of the woman featured in Klay's carousel post matches Megan's hair and nails from some bikini-clad beach photos she shared the following day. For her part, the rapper had previously
Yes,
sparked
Tiffany says a kind men are truly a gift, and unfortunately, they're a rare gift. Unfortunately.
speculation about a romance with Klay with the July 10th Instagram, where a man who bore striking resemblance to Klay could be seen laying on a pool chair in the background as Megan posed by the pool in a teeny green bikini.
All right. I mean, I needed to, chill this out. Maybe they will be a power couple. You never know. she ain't going nowhere. If Klay wants her around, she ain't going nowhere, because I think she's been to hell and back, just like that young lady we just saw, the lawyer that we just saw, how she is, for all we know, she is still in HELL right now. So I hope everyone really more so was either empowered, concerned, or I don't know if that was entertaining. I don't know. That wasn't really entertaining, and it's not supposed to be what was going on. But I don't know what to say. I mean, that was like let me at least go back to a clip so we can talk about, hold on one second.
I have never dated somebody so kind. Like, this is my first.
I mean, those words right there that Megan said, though as simple as they might be, it speaks volumes for a woman of her fame and, how should I put it, fame and beauty, to have to say that, and she's in like her mid-30s. That just shows you the state of not women, but of the men. That's crazy. I mean, that Klay is like the first person she met that actually treats her like a man is supposed to treat a woman. Let me play that one more time.
I have never dated somebody so kind. Like, this is my first relationship where I ever been with somebody who's genuinely a nice person, and he makes me genuinely happy. Like, I just never dated somebody like him before, and I'm just grateful that he here by my side and he feel the same way about me.
Well, we're loving seeing you guys together. Did you guys watch the Love Island finale together? And what did you think about the finale?
You might want to ask him, because he the real Love Island fan. Yeah. We team both. And we team Huda too.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's extremely beautiful. That's extremely beautiful. That's all right. Yeah, I got to take a break. Yeah, I got to take a break. Thank you, everyone, for coming through tonight. I might have to do something tomorrow, but I don't know. I got to see. Yeah. Anyway, let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up. I'll drop the link real quick. Maybe if you have some words, some thoughts, let me know. I'm going to look for an outro while we do that. I think Ghost track would be perfect for the end of this book. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Everybody, give everybody give yourselves a hand of applause. Definitely. Definitely. I appreciate the kind words. Let me get this beat going and get some shout outs going. I think this is the perfect track right here. All right. Right. Shout out to Tiffany Jackson, Jamuton, Guys seeking knowledge.
From the red clay hills to
Miss RV. By the way, thank you, Miss RV.
the sky still remembers.
Or we meet God, my spirit hears. We wear tones of the ancestors'
By the way, this
breath.
song is by
Ebony
Ghost.
like carved drum wood. Honey glow with copper blood. Shade butter bronze, sun kissed tan. The kind of brown that holds the line.
And
We are born in
Heretic
mist and
as well.
twilight flame. Nguvu ya dunia, the power of earth. Each shade an echo of a holy flame.
Deepest dust to golden morning, every shade a soul is born.
In Zuri, you are beautiful. No two tones the same, yet all of you.
Shine like
Alexander,
sun through
thanks for
forest
stopping
leaves,
through.
we bloom like truth that never leaves.
Light and dark, the gift we bring. Each of us the same.
Songs glow like caramel under candlelight. Some burn molasses deep out of sight. Others shimmer with olive and wine. Almond dusk or sienna divine. Obanla, you
Shout out
are
to
a great
everybody
one.
up in the
A crown
clouds.
bearing hill second to none. Our skin holds the winds of Sahel.
Anya
The songs
Sweat.
of the Niger. The gold dust of Ghana. The fire of chemistry.
Haven't stopped by for a minute.
Your name is honor. Your color is ceremony. Your skin is a sermon.
Shout out to Jizzy.
From deepest dust to golden morning, every shade a soul is born.
Uko kamili, you are complete. No two tones the same, yet all I
We
see.
shine like sun through forest leaves. We bloom like truth that never leaves.
Light and dark, the gift we bring. Each of us a sacred thing.
You, whose skin is gold
Shout out to
and
Left
copper,
Plateau.
bronze and blue. Whose undertones
I would like to thank everyone for coming through today. This is your Saturday night. I know how precious it is to you. For you to come through, the time with me. Don't think it's not greatly appreciated.
My heart is ancient. Your shade
Thanks
is
for the
no
super sticker,
fashion.
Bridget. Thank you so much.
Lineage.
It is prayer wrapped in flesh.
Thank you, guys.
Let the
Seeking knowledge.
mirrors rise to meet your face. Let the world relearn your
Thank you so
grace.
much.
From deepest
We're
dust
gonna
to
keep trying to give
golden
you
morning, every shade a soul
good
is
programming.
born.
Your rainbow,
I know sometimes we get
beauty comes in
little
every
rough.
form.
Brown like bark,
Sometimes
smooth
you
like
have to be the real
stone. None of
people.
us walks this path alone.
Light
I think
and
the
dark,
next,
the gift
I
we
think the
bring.
next live stream
Each
we're gonna
of
do a
us
ladies'
sacred.
night, and we're gonna do something fun and light. Something fun and light.
Each of us.
I'd like to thank again Ghost for this beautiful track. Again, everybody, thank you, and I'd like to wish you a good night.